There you go, right there. That's how you know.
Okay.
Peace,
Oh,
peace,
sorry.
peace. Welcome, comrades. Welcome, friends. Good to be here. Welcome, peace, everyone. My name is Sophia Williams. Good to be here this evening, tonight with you all. Today is April 22nd, 2025, and we have two special guests on the show today, Kevin Steele and Brittany Hutcherson of About the People. We are very excited to announce a new monthly show that the Activist News Network is doing with About the People. The purpose of this monthly show is to discuss the revolutionary organizing and upcoming actions and events that ATP and other comrade organizations are involved in and of equal or greater importance, and is to collaborate with audience and community so that we can learn and we can build and we can grow together. So listen, please chime in. You have the chat, chime in, let us know what's coming up and anything else you have for us tonight. So to my comrades here on screen, welcome Kevin and Brittany. Let me just introduce you a little bit. Good to see you guys
I have my dog with me. You want to say
smiling.
something, Anubis?
What? Tell us her name. What's up there?
Anubis.
Anubis. Okay. Um.
He's
Oh,
a
one second. I have to come off of. Sorry. Can you guys hear me? It seems like I'm having some background issues.
Yeah, I
I,
hear you. I hear some background noise though.
yeah, I don't know.
Oh.
That was just
I don't know
like
what the
somebody's
back.
house.
Okay. Okay. One sec. Let me see if I can figure something out. One sec.
What's up, Brittany?
What's up?
Please, Brittany.
What's going on?
What's going on with you? Chilling.
Feeling like
Got
snowballing through the days.
yeah, it's gonna be alright though.
So, all right, let's get back. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so who is Kevin Steele? Kevin Steele,
Hey,
Comrade
peace.
Kevin Steele, peace, peace.
Sophia,
Kevin
don't be like
Steele
that.
is a formerly incarcerated member of our community. He's also an amazing film worker who works with People's Senate, Spirit of Mandela, and the campaign to bring Mumia home. And you can
Yes.
check out Kevin Steele on Instagram at Mutiny Visions Production. You can correct me, Kevin. But
No, that I am. Also, I have my own production company called Mutiny Vision Productions. But you could follow me at Kev, the filmmaker, the spelled like with DA, because I'm from the hood.
yes, yes, yes. That's it. We're from the hood. So you know where to go to find him. Check out his work. He does great work and he's all about the people. So please
Yes.
check out our brother Kevin Steele. Now our sister Brittany Hutcherson. All right. So Brittany began her revolutionary journey in 2021 when she became a member of the Spirit of Mandela around the same time of the 2021 We Charge Genocide Tribunal. And
Yeah.
from that beginning, she dove headfirst into dedicating her entire life to the work of organizing, of the community, and with the people. She's a member of the People's Senate, Stop the Raids Coalition, New York City, Jericho, and a few other formations. And she's doing her darnest every day to pick up the work. So, sis Brittany,
Yeah.
welcome, welcome. Where can we find you on IG?
Free Spirited Bree is my Instagram name. I'm still trying to work it in there, make it sound natural. Everybody got a movement name, so I'm trying to find mine.
I'm plain old Kevin. I ain't got no movement in.
So that's why you see the Bree. That's why you see the Bree.
Love
Um,
it.
Right.
that is part of my name. It's easy to say. People confuse me with Tiffany, and just all the confusions out here. So just
All right. Well,
Ooh,
we
okay.
got you, sis. You're Brittany, and that's how it is, right? So
straight
good to
facts.
see you guys. Welcome, welcome. So before we get into the
Appreciate
questions,
it.
I'm going to mention what's in the right corner there. well, hopefully on people's screen in the right top corner, we have an amazing logo, and
Yeah.
hopefully we can. There we go. So this logo was designed and donated by our Bronx-born comrade Amory, one of ATP's resident contributing artists and a member also of People's Senate. And you can find her community grassroots work on her Instagram. I have it here as Butterfly Project NYC. That's at underscore the underscore Butterfly Project NYC, right? She was basically asked to create a logo or emblem that ATP would consider as a new look and something that would help with fundraising and merchandise and really represent where we're going with this. So this is the Sankofa bird,
That's not
and it's a
good.
powerful symbol, and it shows our work, shows the work to never forget, but persist in moving forward to continue to bring folks home and keep the power in the hands of the people. So, folks, check that out. We will be showing this more. As I said, this is a monthly show, so you'll see this and other stuff some more. So great. Okay, you guys ready for the interview
Oh.
questions? Did you study to pass the test? I'm just kidding.
Ah,
I'm just kidding.
I, I'm bad at tests.
Girl,
Listen, they just give us tests to like screw us over. So
I just
here we go.
hope God will deposit the answers into my brain.
And he will. Yes, yes,
For
yes.
sure.
So let's get started because again, I know we don't have much time. And listen, I'm doing my best here to stay on time. So let's get started. All right. So the first one is the big question. Tell us all about ATP. What is it about? Any one of you can go.
I'll go.
Oh,
I think it starts with the
come
name.
get her.
It is about the people. And the name was birthed in a cafe around neighborhood people. A couple that own a restaurant in Brooklyn. Um, Kev, please tell the people the name because I forgot.
Cypress Cafe. Y'all go check it out. They
Cypress.
actually, those are people. They pretty dope. What's that? Like Williamsburg. I'm from the Bronx. Part of me, my Brooklyn natives. But
No, look.
Cypress Cafe, tap into them.
Yeah,
They
look up
Bridgewater.
dope.
Instagram. Look up their Instagram.
Bridgewater.
Cypress Cafe. And they were so welcoming. The space, it I can't find the words at the moment, but it felt amazing to be in the space, and they serve a great sangria.
Nah.
But just sitting among comrades, and we were, after putting together some stuff, and the more we spoke about the direction we wanted to go in the media in the broadcasting space, the more it just bubbled to the surface that you know the concern for the people, wanting to enlighten the people, and just wanting to be ourselves on camera, but also being relatable to the people, knowing that we're not all a bunch of smart alecky talking type of people. Like, we grew up in the hood just like everybody else, and we dealing with our own stuff and struggles like everybody else. So that's how the name came to be, about the people, and keeping that in the forefront of our, and with everything that we present, to make it relatable and digestible to the community. Kev, if I missed anything.
Yeah. Nah, you didn't miss anything. I would just add to that. So ATP was really, it was an idea thought through the Spirit of Mandela Coalition and the People Center, right? I'll like real touch real fast about the Spirit of Mandela. That might be a question, but the Spirit of Mandela is an organization. It's founded in 2018, and fast forward 2021, 22. After the like tribunal stuff, we're gonna go back to that stuff. But after all the situations and everything that we was going through, and the Spirit of Mandela getting things done against like this imperialistic system, we decided one day that like the youth that was a part of the Spirit of Mandela, the younger ones, a part of it. We need to do something that could tap in with the social media, the TikTokers, and like just the younger generation where they can understand like there's a group of people out here that's really like carrying the torch from the generations that we love, which is like the 60s and 70s, right? And I don't think a lot of people know what's going on is because we don't have a big media presence. So we like, let's tap in. Let's figure out if we could just like tap into the media presence. Organizers didn't matter, right? Let's do this. I got a camera, you got a voice. Let's do this. So like at that time with Brittany was saying in the cafe, we decided like, yo, what we gonna call ourselves? We need a name. Everybody has a name. And what we are doing, we're like, who are we? And we about the people, we for the people. And it was like, boom, ATP. That's a like a phrase anyway, right? Like at this point, ATP, right? So that was already like in the airwaves of every like youth's mind. So ATP would be catchy for us, and we're about the people as well. So that was boom, like 2022 we started, and we still right because we're organizers first, and we're still trying to grab like different type of film students or just people that's involved in the film world to really help us out in this space to like really navigate where it's like, how are we gonna organize as well as be on camera? Some of us might go underground. Who like it'd be like a lot of questions where it comes with like media, and we here to ask them, solve them. We here to do everything. Fuck it, we tapping in, and that's what ATP is. My fault.
Awesome. You both did well. It was just lovely to hear that because it's catchy, but it's truly that's what we need about the people. When you see what's happening to people today, back then, it's truly what we need. And I like that you mentioned how folks can get involved or join ATP. So if you guys want to add on that a bit more and say, like, what's the why? Why you think why they should join up with ATP? And who are you guys specifically looking for?
So so ATP, we want freedom, right? As just as any other like liberation, Black liberation specifically group out here, we just doing it through film, right? And our audience is those people that have no idea who is a Jalil Mutakim, who's Sekou Odinga, who's a Twine Myers. I like to promote him as well. Oh, Sekou's behind me. But like a a large amount of people out here, specifically the hip hop community. That's where I came from, and a lot of us come from that type of community where they don't have no idea who these people are. And as members of the Spirit of Mandela, the People Senate, because ATP is the faction of that, and as a member of them, we have this close relationship with all these OGs, right? And all these unknown OGs, all these forgotten OGs, and that what better way to get like the game than right? Like who knows more about like the prison, the penal system than like a Dawood bin Wahad or Jalil Mutukin? They did 50 plus years. Not both of them, but Jalil did 49 years. Dawood did like 24 plus years, I'm gonna say. Like who knows more about it? They fighting against the system. I also fought my own case, right? And who knows more about like the Assad Shakur, right? The Assad Shakur liberation, then a Sekou Odinga. And then like instead of having like the CBSs and Hulu's coming up with these narratives, we could tell them ourselves. We have the direct connection to them. We young enough, and this is the bridge that we every generation we always say that's the gap. The youth, the age gap is always the problem. And ATP has that solution because of our connection to the Spirit of Mandela. So that's why not get the game straight from the source.
Love it, love it, and powerful. And we're gonna segue right into Spirit of Mandela and People's Senate. But anything, sis, on this last question?
I feel like anyone who naturally has a knack for watching or listening to the news, or is tired of hearing the news that's being provided on TV, we're looking for people who naturally have a knack for wanting to report from their point of view. Like if you're a journalist, you're a writer, if you naturally like talking to people, or you are the type of person that's okay with holding a mic and speaking to people, random strangers on the street, people with energy, artists, graphic designers, everybody can find their place at ATP. There's a job for everybody.
We everything.
We know how to have
Like Doty said.
so after all the work is done, we know how to have time. So why not?
Awesome, awesome, love it, love it. Everyone can find their place in ATP. That's for sure. So someone, not someone, sorry, Comrade Kevin mentioned he mentioned the spirit of Mandela. So tell us more. How did that come about? And with that, how about the People's Senate? How does one get involved with the People's Senate and why?
You want me to go? You said?
Do
So the Spirit of
three.
Mandela, yeah. So the Spirit of Mandela Coalition was founded 2018 by Jalil Mutakim, a few other Jahab, Abdul Mamid, really to combat the system that's going on right now, right? This capitalistic imperialistic system that we have. This is a time, right, that we living in right now with like all the technology that's going on, where we really have a great chance to really govern ourselves. And that's just, can I curse? My fault.
Hey,
But
listen.
that I probably cursed a bunch of times already, right? But yeah, we living in the times where like we really have a real chance to really govern ourselves. Like I feel like this is the equivalent to like when the 60s, like all of the African countries that was getting like liberation and we was trying to do our thing over here as well. We have a similar like looks at that right now where like the Palestinian movement was they going through, the African brother, what's the president name? It's like Baruka from that country, the young president, but he doing his thing. It's slipping my mind right now if anybody knows his name. But he's official. But it's a lot of like revolution. It's seeping back into the air, I feel like, and this is the time where we snatch our ownership back, right? And the spirit of Mandela came into that. Even Torre, right? Ibrahim. I didn't even know I could see that in the cut. That was clutch. Tag. Shout out to my brother Tag coming through with alley. But yeah, so the spirit of Mandela, we came, right? Jalil and them came with that thought process where it's like we could govern ourselves, where we don't need them no longer, and we could actually continue that movement. And then 2021, we had the tribunal, the International Tribunal, where this is the same thing with like when Patterson, Paul Robeson, those guys, they charged America with genocide. We as well charged America with genocide with 5 different counts. The difference is they was found guilty on our charges, so that's where the People Senate comes about. I just feel like I'm talking a lot. My fault, y'all. So I'm
No,
gonna
you're
let
good. You're
Brittany
good.
continue.
And I don't know if I have much to say. Were you done?
Yeah, go ahead. You can like speak a little bit more like the People Senate.
Oh, okay. Well, the People's Senate came out of the spirit of Mandela, which charging the United States with 5 counts of genocide is it's a big deal. It's not something to just blink your eyes and keep it moving at. And of course, there's no way to hold the oppressor or the purveyor of all of what's wrong in the world. That there's no way to really hold them accountable until more of the people know that we can do that. Um, Having a president that is guilty of how many charges is crazy, but
5 of them bad boys.
it's the world we're living
5
in.
of them bad boys.
So the People's Senate is just that. It is a coalition or a space where we are trying to remind the people that at one point we had the power, which is why they have done their damnedest to snuff out all of the elders. And they have either put them in a position to transition or they've been in jail for the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years. We have 3 elders already that have come home from doing 50 years in jail. Shouts to Veranda Bowers, shouts to Leonard Peltier, and shouts to the elders we're trying to get out, as far as Kamal Siddiqui and the list goes on, because this is something that the United States is doing in plain sight, and they're getting away with it because more of us don't know, and because more of us aren't showing the outrage that should be shown, and because rightfully so, a good amount of us are scared, and that's cool. But as the people, as we continue to grow as community, I believe in the people, and that our strength will come together, and that we will go back to running our communities and our schools and everything else about how we want our communities to function. And that's the part that the People Senate plays. We're not trying to run up in everybody's neighborhood and take over. We want everybody to be involved in making decisions that they want to see for their household, for their children, for their grandchildren, for themselves, for the community.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit on the People Senate, a little bit more real fast, right?
Mm.
So because the people need to understand that the People Senate, what we're doing is not nothing like where we're stepping on toes or anything like that, where we want you to join our organization, leave what you got going on, and like see what, like, it ain't that, right? The People Center is what, like the name, right? It's, we're really trying to establish our own government where we have senates and all throughout the countries and eventually like internationally, right? But we trying to set up senates and throughout the country, but we have like this one, I always say Batmobile phone, right? It's like you pick up the phone like the pop-up shit, and you be able to call, yo, I need help, I'm in Delaware. Call the People Center out there, like tap in with them. But it's not in the sense of like there wasn't already an organization out there putting in work. We just tapped in with that organization, and now we have this like connection that we all People Center now. You can still like be a part of the organization that you are. We want that. We want organizations to join as well. Individually, that's dope as well too, right? But it's the organizations that's already putting work in, right? We just trying to tap in so we all can be connected. Same way the NYPD, LAPD, and all these other goddamn forces are, right? They
So that,
make one phone call, it'd be 100 of them pulling up, right? We should be able to do the same thing. Whether I'm in the Bronx, I should be able to make one phone call, like, yo, some shit about to go down, and a bunch of people from the People Center pull up, right? And we do our duty, right? We do our justice.
right on.
But that's what's important for the People Center, for people to understand. And you go to spiritmandela.org. You learn more about the 5 charges of genocide. You can read the whole verdict and really tap in, because this is important. This is important work we're doing. These are led by elders and warriors, right? Say Core Dinka he wasn't just no pulpit warrior, right? These guys are soldiers for real. We call them OGs, original guerrillas, for a reason.
Shout out to Sekou. Present.
Yeah, I mean, everything you guys said is on point, and it's so on point because again, they know the power that we have, and that's why they've always tried to tell us otherwise. You know, once they have your mind, that's it. And someone said in the chat, I don't remember who, that what we're seeing right now in America. It's time to unite. It's truly time to unite. So, as they say, all those petty differences, you know, we have to just come together and do that because we have one common oppressor, and we know who that is. Right? But they're always trying to make us in conflict with each other to keep us confused. Right? So definitely. I think we had a clip. I'm not sure that we do. So I think we'll, unless I'm told by my background team next time for the clip. Okay, Tag, since you were called out. He said next time for the clip. All right, cool.
We got film, but y'all follow us. The people that are watching and listening that's gonna see this in the future. Follow us, ATP at About the People.
Yep.
Right. On Instagram is ATP About the People. YouTube, I want to say it's the same thing everywhere, all across the board, right? Tap in.
Somebody's good at TikTok. Please.
Yeah,
we have to get up on TikTok, and we're putting more materials out there. So please, this is the time to stay tuned for sure. Well, I know we're running down on time and whatnot, but we still have a couple. One more question, and this is really focusing on what Activist News Network is doing and has been doing. So tell us, knowing that Activist News Network tries to center, or I should say, does center political prisoners and prisoners of war in all of the work that it does, why is foregrounding those individuals so key, so significant?
I'll go first. I feel it is important to shine the light, shine a light on the existence, because let's first acknowledge that they exist. Um, Political prisoners exist in America,
Yeah,
and
they try to deny it.
they exist because they took up a responsibility to be a voice and to literally sometimes fight for the people. And as I mentioned before, some of them didn't make it, but the ones that were kept alive were kept alive in jail, most of them. Most of them have come home as elders in their 60s
Seven.
because, again, this corporation, United States Inc., is beyond belief the most evil thing in existence. And the people that fought for us, the people that created a free breakfast food program to tap in with children and to
Yeah.
communicate and create a conversation with them, to take care of them, to help their parents take care of them, because again, this corporation put Black, brown, and indigenous communities in such a state of desperation that we might as well have been eating dog food to survive. So because we got tired of it and people actually decided to do something about it, the Alphabet Boys came out of nowhere and do what they do best, and they did away with our elders, and they did away with them for so long that now ATP is in a space, and a bunch of other formations and organizations are now in a space where we're doing political education to remind the people that the Black Panther Party existed, the Young Lord Party existed, the Rainbow Coalition existed, because these are all groups of people who got tired of the government just stepping and putting their knees literally on the communities of Black and brown and indigenous people. And it is important to remember their names because they sacrificed of their
Yeah.
lives, years of their lives. And they're still
Yeah.
sacrificing because they're still mad of them behind the wall. And they all need to come home. Period. There's no other way to say that.
Yeah, absolutely right. If I
Thank
could
you.
add,
Powerful.
right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
If I could add, because there ain't no more to say, right? But if I would add, political prisoners are important. I feel like, yo, I be thinking some real controversial shit. But political prisoners are really important. And I feel like America, we're the only ones that don't deem that shit, right? Like that trade with Brittany Griner, it was all for the political prisoners. They wanted their mans back, right? And I be thinking a whole bunch, but political prisoners is like our heart and our soul to the movement. These are the people that gave up real life blood, time, and they like dedicated their lives to like what we're doing. Whether you like nonprofit, whether you grassroots, this generation now, we all have like this love, I want to say, for the Black Panther Party, some of us for the Black Liberation Army. I love the Black Liberation Army, right? But I want to say like the majority of us, that's like Black Lives Matter or Black Power, we all love the Panther Party movement in that era of the 60s, whether it was like what the sister was saying, right? And a lot of those brothers and sisters are still locked up. And man, that shit it's just not right. I come from like gang banging culture, and I be thinking of the same thing. Like when like one of the brothers get caught, one of the sisters get caught, and it's like, dang, like how much are we just gonna keep saying free you? Like it has to be more to like making sure that the people that really sacrifice the most get the most help. And as Black people, straight up, like we don't do that. We give them a couple years, specifically, right, or a couple weeks, and then it be over. We forget what's going on. Then we start saying like the Panthers is dead. Yo, back when the Panthers was this, like the Panthers, like as if I don't know if y'all hear that, but
No, no,
right,
you're good. Keep, yeah.
but right, we say that as if like we don't have like a Jalil Muntaqim still out here, still fighting the same fight. He's just a little older now, right? We don't have like our elders that was then out here now still fighting. These brothers was fighting while they was inside, right? And that's behind enemy lines, right? And that's extreme. That's mad annoying. Apologize, but right, that's so important, and that's something I'm always thinking about. On why isn't that like the at the forefront in the '90s? The Mumia movement was a little more. It was a little more rampant. Hip hop was pushing them. We had like the Public Enemies. We had a lot of people pushing Mumia movement, and then it just faded. I blame capitalism, right? A lot of money came into like real play, and it threw everybody's minds off. But it's shit like that that really makes me think like what happened to the like us really caring about our soldiers that we left behind, and there's some of them that's still there, like the E-man, right, Jamil Alameen.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, excellently said, both of you. I feel the passion, but I know the audience understands fully, and the work continues. The work continues, and because we're saying the work continues, you guys know of some excellent upcoming events as we close out. We're at time, but tell us what's upcoming. If you see on your screen, tell us more, and we'll get into the others of them. So we have the Medgar Evers.
Yeah. So every Saturday at Medgar Evers College, a wonderful space, just the history behind Medgar Evers, and how hard he fought to have this establishment built, and the origin and the passion behind it, and why it exists at all. I'm not gonna do the work for y'all. Go look that
Meg
man.
Evans is super dope, African
Go
warrior.
look that man up, and shouts to his widow, or presente to her. She carried on the work. She carried on his legacy, and had to do. So
There
every
you go.
we meet at Medgar Evers College to discuss all sorts of topics that we think the people struggle with knowing the details about, and we gather in community, and we talk our shit. I'm not gonna, like, we talk, like, it's not in there. We not in there giving homework and nothing like that. No, we in there giving snacks and really good conversation. Really good conversation.
That's what's up.
Yes, it's always a vibe, right? But it's political
out.
education always, right? Education, Chairman Fair, he's one of my heroes, right? Oh, like he said, education is the most important thing, right? Or you'll have like Negro imperialism, Negro capitalism, right? So political education is mad important, but I'm also a product of the '90s, right? And a product of Soundview. I love the joke. I love the play, right? So like we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna enjoy ourselves with this political education, but it's always that's first, right? And this week we have this about because like everyone was on vacation in New York last week, so we took off a couple weeks. But we had a hip hop class. We had a help me out here, Brittany. But we had what else? Malcolm X for Malcolm X as well, and now we have against landlordism. This is about probably around our sixth class we've done so far, 6th, 7th class, I want to say. And it's been a good turnout. It's been really educational. It's been provocative, right? I think anything I'm a part of is gonna be a little provocative. I'll bring a little spunk.
Yeah. And shout out to the Brooklyn Eviction Defense for holding this down this week. It's their hosting moment. So shouts to them for doing that. And yes.
And as y'all saw, if y'all didn't see real fat, my fault. Like the Medgar Evers Coalition is a group, it's a collective of a bunch of organizations that came together that behind it that made this happen, right? It wasn't just like one group of people, right? It was a group of people, the Black Man's Bill, People Senate, Spirit of Mandela,
MP them.
MP them. I'm trying to think of what the acronym means.
Yeah.
But it was a few, right? December 12th was a part of that. There was a few. And we also have that Mumia flyer that was just up on the
Tell us about that one. What's happening on on this Thursday?
So April
Mumia.
24th is Mumia's birthday, if I'm
Shout.
not corrected.
Yes, Mumia's 71st birthday, man.
Another elder, another comrade who has been behind the wall for how long? What are we going on? What,
43?
43
No, I said
years.
43.
43 years? I'm not even in my 40s yet. That man's been in jail my whole entire life.
Which is a sad reality.
It's
Sad reality.
It's disgusting that this man is celebrating another birthday behind the wall for a crime he did not commit, much less coming to the defense of his brother for a relative. And he was framed because his boys took his life and decided to pin it on him instead. So that's just a small example of how they work. They committed the crime. They pinned it on him. And now they're trying to make sure that he transitions in jail. And there's people all over the world trying to make sure that doesn't happen. He's been saved from death row twice.
Yes.
So celebrating that man's birthday, but also bringing awareness, more and more awareness around just how ridiculous it is that he's been in jail for
Mumia?
although all of the evidence case, if they allowed it in the courtroom, it would show how innocent he is, and he's being punished for being a real journalist, wanting to cover what should be covered as far as what Philadelphia, the city of Philadelphia, was doing to the Move family, his family. Look them up. Look up that situation.
Please do. And
let me jump in real fast, right? Real fast. I'll be 16 seconds, right? Mumia, but just to get back to the April 24th, Mumia's born day, right? It'll be 71. There's a whole bunch going on. Mike Africa got a lot of, I want to say, going on with that. But that Mumia has always supported the Palestinians, right? He has always spoken up for them. He has spoken on college campuses, even while he's in the situation that he's in right now. And it ain't gonna be no different this time, right? He's gonna continue to speak out for the people that's oppressed. And this time we'll have a panel with a few other college students from CUNY. They're gonna speak their piece. And it's always a blessing to hear from them here and like guidance and just like that's just powerful to hear somebody from the inside, right? But that's what's happening on the 24th. Like it's gonna be a panel discussion with some CUNY students about the encampments and all that was happening over there. That's still going on. And Mumia will call in to kick game.
And that's where they can go to register. tinyurl.com/April24-Mumia. And we'll have more of that to share out. We have next Stop the Raids Coalition. Quickly tell us about that.
Yeah, we got a lot going on, y'all, right? But it's about that time. It's getting hot out here in New York.
That's the movement.
Right after that, right on April 26th, Stop the Raids. So quick, fast. I can't think of the year right now because I personally was locked up as well. But I know in uptown in the Bronx, this was the biggest gang raid in New York City history. It was 120 people swept up under some bullshit charges, and we continue. I thought I was gonna get the year up 2016, right? And we continue to fight. There's some comrades that came home. A few of them came home. There's a few that's still locked up, where we still send commissary to. We still like take care of them, right? Help let them know that they ain't forgotten. And we do an annual like party, right? We come together, celebrate with their family, their loved ones, community. We try to get the community to raise some money for them because we just doing it out of our pockets, right? And we all is one big community. So we're gonna have this like little like a little welcome home party, right? For the few that came home in the past few years, and the ones that's still locked up, we're gonna raise some money for commissary and all the other things, you know, the sneakers, the radios, and the shit that we used to like while I was locked up. And coming to Jalopy Theater is gonna be like live performances, a DJ, some loved ones, family members gonna be speaking to. It's $10 to get in. It's cheaper than Sue's, I'll tell you that. Cheaper than Sin City and the rest of those clubs that was popping. So $10 is nothing to get into a space where we really vibing with community and having a good time.
Yep, that's it. That's it. You know, this is for the community, and it could be any one of our brothers, right? So let's look
My
at it
fault.
like that. And you know, we have also, and I'll just read it out here because we don't have a flyer, but we have April 26th again, early in the day, 1 to 3 p.m. for Mumia. It's a New York City in-person event. So if you're in New York, that's the day to be in New York. Come to Union Square from 1 to 3 p.m. for Mumia, then head on over to Brooklyn. A few of us will go from there to Brooklyn for the Stop the Raids event. And again, this will take place at Union Square Park, South End at 14th Street between Broadway and University Place. And again, we're having not just people there to speak about Mumia, but we're asking groups to come together to speak about their issues, about the issues impacting all of us. So there will be invited groups such as our folks at NPDUM and such as our folks with the People's Senate and other groups speaking about the issues impacting all of us, what they're doing today, what they're trying to do in the future, and connecting that to Mumia and the struggle to free us all. Because again, we free us. Let's
We
always
all
remember.
liberators.
So that's what's happening. And we're going to also have a little informational given out on Palestine so we can engage people in those conversations and get more people aware and really agitate, really agitate. So looking at everything here, I don't hear my folks in my ear telling me if I covered everything.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
but
you still got time?
I think we had one more
Hmm.
thing,
Oh,
and I think you have one more comment, Kevin. But we have Earth Day. We're just gonna shout out today's Earth Day. So
yes.
we think about
Protect the
Move,
earth, protect the land, free the
you
land.
know, free the land, and Move has been speaking about Earth and the natural way of doing things, and they were criminalized for it, and now everything is happening. Oh, compost and do all these kinds of
Yeah.
recycling, but they weren't listening to Move back then. So happy Earth Day, and
Yeah.
and we know we got some folks that are doing great work, like our sis. You can remind me her name, Brittany
Healer Earth.
Healer Earth. Yes, yes, yeah,
Look her.
man.
We trying to put something together because that's important, right? When we say we want to do for self and we want to govern self, we need land, right? So that's important. If we need land, we can't just buy a bunch of land and then what? A bunch of us from the city. What the fuck are we gonna do? I curse a lot, right? But we gonna if we don't know how to till to the land,
Mm-hmm.
what we gonna do with this big ass plot of land, right? A lot of us from the city that don't really have that hands on experience, like people from the south, and that's important, right? And in the spirit of Mandela, Brittany, you can speak on it a little bit. We ain't like go that deep, but we have a faction where we have like a food sovereignty or like a group where we trying to tap in. We're learning how to garden, learning how to do it urban style, right? And we have a few gardeners that tapped in with us. We have my brother that's locked up as well, Kwame Shakur. He got the Prison Lives Matter movement going on, and he has a farm going on down south. I mean, not down south, but in
Yes.
Indiana, down
All that.
south. Where I'm from. I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, y'all.
No,
Peggy,
no.
don't be
Listen,
mad, Peggy. Don't be mad, Peggy. But
we're doing
right,
good.
they got something going on in Indiana where he's really about to start feeding the people. That's important because we could get the land that we want, but if you don't know how to like tilt to it for real, where we can feed the people, it's hard to it's really gonna be hard to get like away from our oppressor if we're not feeding the people. So Earth Day is important because yeah, it's free Kwame being Shakur. Y'all go stream his music too. Bro make good music
Yeah,
on all platforms.
on
But
Spotify and everywhere else.
Yeah, Earth Day is important. That's important. The MOVE organization was showing that as well. That's why it took them so damn long to get into their home, because they knew how to barricade. They knew the earth, right? And
Action News,
Yeah.
that bothered them.
I believe Action News Network covered the first food sovereignty, land security meeting that our
I
great
did actually.
world chef
Yeah,
has been putting on. We are going into the 13th meeting, and with every meeting, more people are coming because more people want to know the basics about how to put a seed in the ground. I could barely
exactly.
put a shovel in the ground, much less the actual seed. So there, the physical, the internal, and just overall benefits of agriculture and horticulture, and having access.
Yeah, tag.
It's monumentally important. That is why allergy season exists. They made sure to plant some trees that would make you sick, as opposed to trees that naturally grow fruit.
Yep. Yep.
It's all around, and they knew that. They understood that, and are doing everything they possibly can to keep us away from being able to live in a way that we want to, because it's healthy, and we wouldn't need them. So I won't go
Yeah.
into that, but um, the flyers will go around when it's ready for the next food sovereignty and land security meeting. But
Yeah.
please go tune into that. The recording of it is on this channel, and tap in with ATP, and we can update when the next meeting will be coming up.
Yes, yes. What a great way to end, because we could do that for our next monthly show. Really have more of a talk about, free the land and freeing us, but really feeding the people. So let's consider that for our next show. We thank you again, Brittany, Comrade Kevin, for holding us down, for spending time with us tonight.
Look at
Thank
my
you
shirt.
again to all our yep, loving the shirt. There you go. And hit Kevin up. He does do t-shirt designs.
And I
Thank you
do
to
boot.
folks at ANN for always holding down this platform, and everyone behind the scenes, Tag, Ryan, and others behind the scenes. And for you guys in the audience, thank you for being here. Check out the links, check us out. And what's the call?
Free 'em
Bring 'em
all!
all.
Free 'em all. Free 'em all.
Bring 'em all. Peace, y'all. Appreciate y'all.